The limiting beliefs can sometimes be the pitfalls what we come across on our way while we are trying to achieve it. And the limiting beliefs can also be self-doubt, most important. So what happens is, more than the strategies, all right, what we really have to focus on is, it's, trust me, it's not the strategy itself that can help you in achieving what you want to achieve. You are your own worst enemy. And I'll tell you why. Your mind stops you from doing a certain thing, and that's what is actually holding you back. So it's not that you're not good enough. It's not that you don't know how to do. It's just that you need to put things on track and in place. If that makes sense, right? So the number one is, a lot of people chase the strategy. Okay, so I want to give you an example of this, right? So when I was in my 30s, that's when I started my, my own business marketing agency. It was very frustrating for me to see these young entrepreneurs online who are in their 19s and 20s, breaking the records and creating the business. And it seemed like it was an overnight success. And you might have seen this many a times, where you see, like, okay, a 20-year-old crushing on, as a trading, 21-year-old who is a millionaire. I'm sure you must have seen it. If you have seen it, drop in the chat. So I know that you know what I'm talking about, right? So you must be like, I used to always wonder, okay, what's the difference, man? I mean, what's the difference? What is it they're doing so differently in their life, in their this one, and why are they able to do it? And I'm older, I'm wiser, I'm smarter. But if they are doing it, why am I not able to do this? Right? So what happens is, we always start comparing ourselves with someone who is ahead of us. Right? So since I started my business in my late 20s and early 30s, I know what I'm talking about, and I have some wisdom to share here, right? So after years of experience and learning from my own mistakes, there are three crucial steps that is going to help you reach your goals faster and reach your goals more efficiently. All right. So here's the thing, right? The secret number one, let me just open my whiteboard, because it just becomes so easy for me to explain this entire thing if I have my whiteboard right here, right? So now let's see, let's imagine, okay, I'm just going to take a pen. Let's imagine this is the road, all right? And you are on a road trip. Okay, what happens is, you want to go from this destination to this destination. Yeah, so you're here right now, and you want to go here, and you want to achieve this destination. You want to get there as soon as possible, right? Now picture this to yourself. You're on a road trip. It's big, it's an exciting destination. You're very happy with your family. You know that if you stay on the main road, you will be able to get there fastest. Am I right? Yes or no? Yeah, am I right? But then you see a lot of cool attractions. Maybe you saw, an attraction here that can be a museum. You saw maybe a roadside dinner here. So you just wanted to stop. Your kids saw something like monkeys over here. They were excited, and they just said, okay, I want to watch the monkeys, and, excitement, and they stop and all of that stuff. Now, what happens when you keep stopping and you are going to stop at every single pitfall you have? Okay. And then what happens? Does your journey becomes faster or slower? You tell me. Yeah, slower. Yeah, absolutely. It's slower. Why? Because you are distracted with all of these pit stops left, right, and center. Right? This is exactly what happens in business. This has happened to me all the time, and it has kept me distracted. And you know what it is? It is the shiny object. That means that there are so many things which keeps shining, like, doing unnecessary interviews, attending every single conference. It has happened to me when I was doing a strategy of Facebook groups. I was able to get leads from Facebook groups. I was able to get clients from Facebook group, and it was super simple. I post on the Facebook groups. I get people to my Facebook group. I used to host the events like these, and I used to make sales. That was it was happening. Now, since people started noticing me in the Facebook group, so I had people inviting me for podcasts. I had people inviting me for networking events. I had people inviting me for a conference. So what happened in my mind is like, okay, I will get more traffic. I'll get more visibility. So I kept on accepting all the invitations, fewer paid, fewer unpaid. Okay. Now, what do you think happened? Did this help me reach to my destination of doing six figures in a year faster or slower? What happened? Slower. Yeah. Okay. That's right. You know why? That's mainly because I got distracted from my path. My focus was distracted and I kept jumping into something as a new idea, a good idea. This might get me more clients. This might get me more visibility. This might get me more things. So the distractions actually slowed down my progress. Right? So this is like my personal story. All right. And I don't know if you guys are able to relate to this or not. So the first lesson that I want you to learn from today is, if you really want to achieve your goals on fast track, okay, stay focused on your main client acquisition method, whether it is posting videos, whether it is posting content, whether it is DMing people, whether it is posting in the Facebook groups, whether it is, hosting masterclasses, whatsoever. Stay focused or in your lane without getting distracted with the next shiny stuff. Is that making sense? Yeah. So this was my first lesson I want to share with you guys, is that stick to your road, keep driving straight until you reach your destination, whether it is to achieve your first $5,000 or whether it is to achieve your next $100,000 or whatsoever. Right? Now, the second thing is focusing on the right challenges, right? So you need to increase your ability to solve a problem. Okay, let me explain what this works. Now, what happens is, we're doing a certain thing. We know that we are right now, having certain problems. And what really happens is, now you have someone like maybe a client who says like, oh, I don't see your website. And now you start thinking to yourself like, oh my God, I need to have a website. Right? I'm giving you an example of this. Now, imagine like there is this big block on the road. What would you do if there is this big block on the road? Now, you're going straight on the on the road, yeah, but there's this big boulder. Now, this boulder is blocking your road, right? So you could go off, read a book, learn how to create that website, or randomly do some business strategy so that you can pass this block. Right? But what you really need is a solution. So I want you to think about the challenges that can be like a big boulder right now, which is blocking your road. Okay. And I want to think about a solution that can tackle the obstacle that you have in front of you. Right? So most of us, what we do is, most of the coaches I have seen, they get distracted by a certain problem that actually doesn't matter. Right? So instead of trying to solve that problem, in that particular current situation, you might focus on creating a solution for that problem. So rather than you building a website yourself, learning everything, trying to lift that block and then pass the road, just hire someone who can help you do that. Isn't that a simplest way for you to delegate the tasks to someone who's an expert in what they do? Right? Now, let's suppose if you are in your coaching journey and you know that you have difficulty in a particular thing, you know that you can't overcome this difficulty, you need someone's help, but you are blocking your way because you want to try to do everything by yourself, and you don't understand that you're not saving money, you're wasting time. Does that make sense? Yeah. So many a times we always focus on, okay, I just don't want to hire someone because maybe I have to pull out from my savings and do this. But do you realize they are expert in what they do? And when they are expert in what they do, they really can help you overcome this block, the struggle that you have. So you need to focus on the right challenges rather than trying to do everything by yourself. Right? And remember one thing, guys, you get paid based on the value of the problem you solve. So if you focus on solving a bigger problem, right, it will help you in achieving your goal faster, because bigger the problem you solve, bigger the money others pay for you. Right? So if you are getting some value in this session, do let me know in the chat. And if you have any of your friends who would be interested in attending these networking events, feel free to invite them, because we host this every single week. It's going to be super valuable for everyone, right? So just trying to help entrepreneurs understand what could be their biggest problems, challenges that's actually holding them back, which they cannot see, and that's actually stopping them from getting clients, right? Now, the third thing is this might be pretty common, where you might have heard this 100 times, right? Okay, take action that moves the needle in your business. Take action, take action. Now, a lot of people freak out by saying that, okay, what is that particular action that you really want to take, right? So you probably have heard this, right, many a times, but not all actions are created equal. This is something that I really learned. The problem is many entrepreneurs are taking action just to feel productive, not because it's moving them closer to their goals. Okay, understand this. Just to feel productive, not because it's moving them closer to their goals. Now, let me give you an example, about about a client of mine, okay, who was when she was working with me, right? So she was focusing her time, energy, and all of these things on obsessing on creating a logo and a personal brand and random webinars and all of that stuff, wherein she really had to focus on things that's going to move the needle in her business. So taking wrong actions at the wrong time is not going to help you. Does that make sense? When you are taking action, you need to understand what are the things that's going to move the needle in my business. And doing the things like, okay, launching an offer, creating content, booking calls. These are the things that's going to get you the results. So if you focus all of your time, efforts, and energy on things that's not moving the needle in your business, you might feel like, okay, it's a productive way and I will be productive and all of that stuff. But you need to ask this to yourself. If I stress over my logo, the colors, okay, or my branding design, or some damn thing which is not mattering right now for me in the business, is that going to help me move the needle? If the answer is no, that means you're just keeping yourself satisfying your ego that I am busy, busy, busy. Being busy does not mean you're being productive, right? So when you understand what are the strategic actions that you need to take, that's when you should be able to move from point A to point B in a quick way, right? So don't get caught up in this feel productive kind of a thing. So I'll give you an example. Why do you think people buy these gym memberships? Do you think that they buy these gym memberships because they really want to get fit? Or do you think that they buy the gym membership because they get into a feeling of, I will feel healthier? Does it make sense? Yeah, I'm going to the gym. In their mind, the perception is I will feel healthier. So they go to the gym one day, they start feeling like they have lost already 10, 20 pounds, and then they come back home and they hog on the burger, the pizza, the drinks, and all of that stuff. Now, what is happening? Just because you have a gym membership does not make you a fit person, right? Yeah, do you agree? So it's not about going to the gym. It's about doing the work at the gym, following the discipline, following the plan, and staying away from the things that's not going to help you maintain that healthy lifestyle, right? So to succeed, you need to take actions based on the data, not just on the feelings. At the end of the day, data doesn't lie. And this is what I have learned, okay? What it truly matters is, are you tracking what works? Are you tracking what's bringing the results? Are you tracking what kind of activities are you doing right now that's moving the needle in your business? Or are you doing these activities because it's like a feel-good activity and it feels like you're busy? Like a lot of people say, I'm so busy, I work so hard, and social media is taking a lot of my time. Also, okay, so what do you do? I'm on Facebook. So what did you do on Facebook? I published content. Okay, what else did you do? I was watching reels. What else did you do? I was watching videos. Do you think just by watching reels and scrolling social media, you are busy? You are productive? Or do you think taking action that moves the needle in your business is what's going to keep you productive? Right? So to summarize these three key lessons, what I want to tell you is, number one, like I said, stay focused on your main client acquisition method. What works for you? Number two, solve the big problems for your clients rather than focusing on doing something as, doing it for yourself rather than delegating it to others. That's going to be super important, right? So that is most important. And the third thing is take action that moves the needle in the business, because if you are not taking action, you're not going to get the results. Yeah, do you agree, guys? How many of you could relate to what I've just now shared? And how many of you like really feel like, okay, yeah, I mean, these are the few things that I might really need to be, focusing on right now. Because most of the times we do these sessions because we really want you to understand where you are and where you really want to be. Because what matters is if you're not in the motion, you're getting stuck, right? Okay. I hope this was valuable. What was the thing that stood out for you in this? What was the thing that you feel like, okay, this stood out for me? And you can unmute yourself and talk because we're just a small group of people here. And that's absolutely fine. Third one is valuable.
Hi, Ajman.
Hi, Zishan.